Pilate paced back and forth in the praetorium. The clamor of the crowd still echoed in his mind, and he knew the situation was spiraling out of control. He did not want to condemn Jesus to death, but he needed to find a middle ground that would satisfy the Jewish leaders without forcing him into a definitive execution. Then he had an idea. If Jesus were severely flogged, perhaps that would be enough to calm the fury of the people. He would order a brutal punishment, leaving Jesus unrecognizable, but still alive. Who knows, upon seeing his pitiful condition, the Sanhedrin might be satisfied. Pilate turned to a centurion and spoke firmly, "Take him and scourge him." Without mercy. The soldier thumped his chest in obedience and dragged Jesus out of the praetorium, leading him to the courtyard of the Antonia fortress, where Roman punishments were carried out. The stone floor was covered with dried bloodstains, remnants of previous punishments. Jesus, exhausted and already injured from the abuses suffered throughout the night, could barely stand. The Roman soldiers, accustomed to such rituals of torture, threw him against a stone column, binding his responsibility that weighed on his shoulders. But when he saw Jesus again, he was shocked. The man before him now looked unrecognizable. His face was swollen, covered in bruises and cuts. His eyes were half open, his mouth slightly ajar as if struggling to breathe. Dry blood covered his skin, mixed with dust and sweat. Pilate felt a chill run down his spine. He turned to the crowd still shouting outside. He knew that if he let Jesus live, he might be awakening the wrath of the Jews. But if he condemned him, he would be condemning an innocent man. He looked at Jesus again. That man, despite everything, did not look like a criminal. Not a rebel leader. Not a lunatic. He looked like something else. Pilate made a decision. He went out to the courtyard where the people were gathered. The midday sun burned down on their heads. Dust rose as the impatient feet of the crowd moved. Pilate took a deep breath and gestured for them to bring Jesus. 2 Roman guards dragged him forward. The governor raised his hand and pointed at him. Behold the man. He waited for the sight of Jesus in that condition to generate compassion in the crowd. He hoped that the priests and the people would be satisfied. But there was no mercy. The silence lasted only a few seconds before the shouts returned, even more intense. Crucify him! Crucify him! Pilate's heart tightened. He realized, right there, that there was no escape. He was no longer in control of the situation. Jesus' fate was sealed.